All right, seventh graders. Um, this should look familiar because I already created one video using this to explain how to do this lesson 4 mini project. All right, and I've graded everybody's web page if you did one, and I gave you feedback. Now, a couple things. Some of the mistakes that I saw, and some people made some corrections. Some people still didn't do some of the corrections that I suggested. But everybody needs to be on the same page as we move forward because you're going to do a final project of a web page. So anyway, again, within body to body is where we put our code for our web pages. Now, you'll notice I have some kind of a tag in front of every single line of code. All right? I only have one kind of tag, H1 running, H1 with my closing tag. That's a heading. This sentence right here is a paragraph. Remember, paragraphs can be a sentence or it can be actually 2 or 3 sentences as long as you have the beginning tag and the closing tag. All right? And then I have, this is a list. This is an unordered list. So this is me bulleted list. And then down here I have my ordered list. It's going to be a numbered list. And I've got, again, paragraph. I've got a tag in front of every single piece of code or line that I've typed. Some mistakes that I saw. Some people, a lot of you are forgetting the closing slash mark. You've got your opening tag. You have to do a slash mark every time you want to close something. All right. I saw some people did an H1 and then they did like H3. You don't change numbers. If you want this to be the biggest heading, then keep it H1. If you want it to be a medium-sized heading, H3. But whatever you have in the first is what in the front you should have in the back. All right. I saw some people capitalizing some of these letters. All of our tags are lowercase. The other thing is we only have one kind of tag in front of a thing. I'm not going to do heading and paragraph. It's either a heading or a paragraph. I saw some people do paragraph, heading, put whatever it is, running, and then have heading and then paragraph tags. Something is just one thing. It's either a heading, a paragraph, or a list, okay? If that makes sense. So please, if you if you got corrections from me telling you to change some things, please go back and do that. And if you're not sure what you're supposed to change or what you're doing, make sure you let me know so I can try to either help you or get somebody in your homerooms who can, because you need to know what's going on. All right? So that's our mini web page. We're going to move on and we are going to skip 5 and we're going to go to 6. All right. Now, some of you guys who were able to get through the web pages last year might remember doing this. And if you do, great. You should do fine with this. If you don't remember or you didn't get this far, well, now you can do this. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to add what's called CSS. It's cascading style sheets, and it's the language that's used to describe how HTML elements should be styled. Basically, this is where we get to add creativity to our web pages. We get to add color. We can change the font size. We can center things. We can add a color, if I didn't already say that. So we get to do things now to our text and our web page. Basically, the only thing we could do previously was just make a heading, which made our text bigger. All right, but now we're going to actually get to add some things. All right, so I'm going to hit continue. I'm not going to click on this because you guys can do this on your own. Basically, though, you can see they have color. I see purple, I see red, I see underlining. This font is italicized. They're quotes, okay? So you can do those kind of things. That's the thing that we're going to talk about in this. All right, so I'm going to hit continue. All right, here's the thing. Some of you guys aren't reading all of these instructions, and you may have to click on that little drop-down arrow to find out more information, okay? So that's another tip that I'm giving you is when we're doing this online learning, you guys, you're going to end up not just in this class, but in a lot of your classes. I have to do more reading, and I'm not going to be there to say, oh, you're doing this wrong, okay? So read all the instructions. So this web lab project is using a new language to add style. And when it says partner, we're not doing partners. You're doing this on your own, so don't worry about exploring with a partner. But notice we have two sheets now. We have our index, and that's where we're creating our HTML, but now we have a style.css file. Okay, so what changes? So the only thing I see on my index page, this is my index page, is I see a new link here that got added, and it's between the heading tags. Otherwise, I still see this down here, and there's nothing new there. But I do notice that just by looking at it, there's blue, and there's red, and it looks like it's centered, and it looks like it's different sizes. So how does that happen? Well, let's click on the style CSS, and you're going to notice H1. So heading 1 was we're about to learn a new language. So if I look over here, I can see that heading 1 is now blue, which it's blue, and it's centered on our page now. So text align centered. And then if I go back to the index, H2 said, and it's going to help us add style. So here's heading 2. So let's see how they did that. All right, so they right aligned that. So right aligned means it's lined up over here to the right of the page and goes back that way. And obviously we can look and it's red. Okay, now it doesn't really say what they've done to this one down here to get it to look like that. So maybe we might have to do something. We'll see. Okay, so it looks like to me the way that these files are connected is I'm guessing it's by this new thing right here. All right, that's how I think we're going to connect and get our text and our style to work together. All right, so you guys can kind of follow along when you do this and just hit finish. There isn't really anything there. All right, I am not going to watch this, but I want you guys to watch this when you're doing this on your own. All right, I want you to watch that short video. It'll talk about fonts, position, size, and color. All right, I'm going to kind of just go ahead and get you guys started here. And again, you need to make sure you read this and it says do this. So this HTML file uses a style sheet to give the page a particular style. The style sheet contains information about each of the HTML elements should look like. All right, find the code in the style sheet that is making the heading 1, H1 heading red. All right, so find the code in the style sheet. So when they talk about the style sheet, I've got to come down here and click on CSS, style.css. So I see heading 1 red. It says change the color or change the code for the color of the H1 heading from red to a different color. So I'm going to come over here, and from red, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type green. And you'll notice as you start typing in letters, it gives you a whole bunch of different things. So I could go down and either click on one of those, or maybe I'll do lawn green. And now that's how you can do that. All right. So change the code for the color of the H1. That's all it says to do. So now you guys should be able to do that. I'm going to hit finish. Okay. Now I'm going to let you guys do the rest of this. And you'll notice as you make a change, it's going to change and you're going to be working with this over here. Okay. The change that we made got saved, and now you're going to be doing some more stuff to the rest of your code that they've already done. All right. So make sure you see what you're going to do, and then it says do this, and then take your time and read each of these bullets to figure out what you're going to do. All right. You can add, you're going to be adding text over here, and that's okay. All right. So you're going to go ahead, you're going to do 6 and 7, and then there is a, okay, there's 7, you're going to do that, and then there's another video for you guys to watch, and I want you to watch this video, and then there's going to be some more work for you to do. And what I would really recommend when it says these challenges and extra code, I'd really like for you to go ahead and choose from the following activities and maybe do all of them, or at least do something, because what it is allowing you to do is get a little more practice with learn how to use different font styles, put lines under, over, or through your text. So it's showing you how to do some of the extra things that CSS can do. So I can't grade this, but I would highly recommend that you do these challenges. All right. Okay, so lesson 6, styling text with CSS. I've got you through the first 5. I want you to go ahead and make sure you kind of click on each of those pages and change that color. And then you guys are going to work your way through this. Again, if you're having questions, ask somebody in your homeroom who maybe understands this. Ask your teacher. There's a chance that they might know how to do this. And if nobody can help you and you're stuck, send me an email or have your homeroom teacher call down to my room, and we'll figure out, you can come down or I can come down to your homeroom so that you can get this done. Okay?